petty, petty. Most of these bitches is 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 petty. Most of these petty. Most of these bitches is petty. 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 Most of these bitches is petty.
Hi guys, what is up? What is good? What is Gucci? It's your girl Petty Paige back at it again with yet another video for you hoes. Okay, so I am super duper invested in this story, like actually seriously invested. As you guys know, I've been pretty much like stalking Shane Dawson for quite some time, especially since the whole debacle that happened at the back end of last year. Shane Dawson was pretty much forced to leave the internet. But literally since I went to sleep and woke back up, there has now since been some new drama. Super mean and aggressive hairstylist with no edges, Hair by Jay, went onto his Instagram in order to make a public apology. I'm going to tell you now, the apology was not received very well. Here's a couple of clips from his apology, if you can even call it that.
I reacted to the video on live. I spoke about it, and the things that I said were extremely aggressive. I own up to them. I said some stuff that I maybe shouldn't have addressed in that way. So before I continue with this, let me just clarify. I never had a problem with Trisha Paytas. I repeat, never have I had a problem with Trisha Paytas. Definitely just reacted the way that anybody I felt would have reacted to something that they felt wasn't 100% accurate. Am I saying she lied? No. Am I saying that that was my side of the story? Absolutely. But the way that I reacted towards her and the stuff that I said wasn't up. Sorry, that was my alarm. The way that I addressed myself towards her was not appropriate. I'm a grown adult. Nobody should be talked to like that. And I maybe should have just ignored it because it's a situation that happened a year ago. So with that being said, I do apologize for the things that I said about Trisha Paytas. I do apologize for what I said about Trisha Paytas. The way that I came at her was absolutely aggressive. It was not something that, to me, someone coming at me like that, growing up the way that I grew up and stuff like that, it's not normal, but it's seen. I know she has never seen it. I will never cause any harm to anything. She's never done anything.
Usually I'm really accommodating when it comes to public apologies because, I've been there. I know what it's like to be cancelled, honey. And a public apology can sometimes come across not the way that you intended it to. However, I do believe that this is a weak-ass apology. There were so many excuses before he even got down to apologizing. And even when he did apologize, I feel like he's apologizing for fumbling his bag rather than apologizing for the words that he actually said, because he doesn't seem to be able to acknowledge that he hurt Trisha in a way that is probably irreparable, especially with the fat shaming comments, because he prefaces this by saying, oh, well, I feel like anybody who was in my position would have done the same. No, sweetie, nobody would have done that. That's a very much a you thing, and you're upset and you're mad because not only have you fumbled Trisha's bag, a bag that you could have collected, you have most likely fumbled Jeffree Star's bag too. Congratulations. You played yourself. Play stupid games, win stupid MF prizes. However, I will say that it is up to Trisha and Trisha alone to decide whether she is going to accept this apology. Whether she will or she won't is yet to be seen. Okay, so moving on to the next piece of drama, which is actually like high-key super juicy. So it's just been found out on social media and posted up by my dear friend, allegedly Angelo, that Trisha Paytas as well as Shane Dawson are no longer following each other on Instagram. Now, originally, I was like super confused because I know that Trisha Paytas has had her original Instagram account taken down. The reason she had her Instagram taken down was because she was constantly talking about OnlyFans, and Instagram are now like being extremely strict with people who promote their OnlyFans on their Instagram accounts, and now they're using it as grounds to be able to get rid of people's accounts. Is it work shaming? I don't know, but also promoting another social media account on a different social media networking site is probably not in the best interests of Instagram, as ultimately they want to keep you on the website for longer. But I digress. Trisha Paytas then began to utilize an old Instagram account called Trisha Paytas Backup, which I imagine was her backup Instagram account if anything was to happen to her main. Smart move. However, earlier this evening, allegedly Angelo discovered that Trisha Paytas was not following Shane Dawson, and Shane Dawson was not following Trisha Paytas, and this was on the backup account. But my first question was Shane Dawson ever following Trisha Paytas on the backup account? Well, it seems that we might have somewhat confirmation that that could possibly be the truth, and that he definitely was following Trisha Paytas, because when Trisha Paytas announced her engagement, Shane Dawson took to his own Instagram and tagged the Trisha Paytas backup account as well as Moses to congratulate them on their amazing news. So me, being the curious little kitty cat that I am, decided to do a little bit more digging to find out if Shane Dawson was still following other people. So I did take a look, and it looks as if Shane Dawson is still following Jeffree Star as well as Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and he's also still following Hair by Jay. And that is honestly all of the confirmation it is that I needed to know that Shane Dawson has most likely picked a side. And then another user by the name of Eleanor Coco on Twitter actually had confirmation that Trisha Paytas no longer follows Ryland Adams. This young person had actually taken a screenshot of Ryland Adams and Trisha Paytas following each other prior to the video that went out from Trisha Paytas last night, and then took a screenshot after, showing that Trisha Paytas was no longer following Ryland Adams and vice versa. I love you guys in the community. Honestly, you're a bunch of sexy little sleuths. Now, there could be an alternative reason for this, and it could be possibly that Trisha Paytas has just decided to block everybody. She's blocked Jeffree Star, she's blocked Shane Dawson, she's blocked Ryland Adams, and that's the reason why the reciprocal follow hasn't been seen on their accounts. It's a possibility that Shane and friends haven't picked a side, but it sure doesn't make them look good, and it gives all the more reason for Shane and co to come out and speak publicly about this whole entire situation. I think that if Trisha Paytas did block the aforementioned people, honestly, I feel like that is a great level of self-care, because for the past year, Trisha Paytas has been fighting her damn hardest on the side of Shane Dawson and making sure the world knew that regardless of what anybody else thought, that she was going to ride with him, regardless of all of the drama that he has been involved in, including the situation with minors. And even confessed in the H3H3 podcast After Dark that she refused to watch part of the podcast because D'Angelo Wallace was involved in the podcast, and D'Angelo Wallace famously made that 3-hour-long video going into the history of Shane Dawson and pretty much why he should be cancelled. And for me, it's quite interesting to see that it doesn't matter what the situation is that Trisha is involved in, Shane Dawson always stays silent and never stands by his friend publicly, when it's quite obvious that Trisha Paytas would literally give up a limb for him. This is not negating the fact that Trisha Paytas in of herself is a problematic individual who says some really dangerously horrible things, but at the same time, two wrongs don't make a right, and an eye for an eye, the whole world will be blind. So as far as I'm concerned, this isn't no level of karma. We should not be relishing in the horrible things that have been said about Trisha Paytas by this Hair by Jay dude with no edges. Just that everybody's garbage, but everybody is at least deserving of human decency. Anyway, that's about it for today's video. Tell me what it is that you guys think. Do you guys think that Shane Dawson has actively unfollowed Trisha Paytas and vice versa, or do you think that Trisha Paytas went on a huge blocking spree in order to protect herself? Tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, what do you think about Hair by Jay's apology? Do you think think that he at least tried, or do you think that it was a terrible apology? But ultimately, we need to also remember it's only Trisha's apology to accept. Tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, I don't give a shit anyway. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification with the bell so that you guys get a notification every single time that Petty Paige posts new content. Also, remember, I do have a shop. That's www.dramaticboutique.com. I'm very proud of it. If you go over there and shop the collection, I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, you badass bitches, it's been Paige.
Most of these bitches is petty.